Hi, my name is Ilkin, and I'm the author of Bloom Optimist. I'm doing another entry today, and today's entry has to kind of give an overview. So, in 2003, everybody knows I was doing work on Iraq. That Iraq work is very, very important for the betterment of humanity. Well, this morning we woke up because it's another entry, it's day 4764, and these things are coming at me. This is some type of fat. Now, you would think it is fat because, you're melting away or whatever the case. This is what media people do to our sons. Not even myself, which is a woman, but we are studying them. And I'm fascinated with the component of ethics. So, as we turn around the corner and we get to this part, you're going to see what Hanna looks like today. Now, this is like first thing in the morning. She didn't wake up. So when Prophet Hanna, which is myself, experienced crucifixion, we're going to get a little bit closer. The first thing they did was the skull came out and the limbs came out. When the skull came out, the inside of the skull almost couldn't be saved, so it's very, very thin on top. Now, when the limbs came out, and a lot of material was taken, they had to cover that blunder. So what did they do? I woke up and my toes were made into genetic tests, and if you notice, I was dipped in brown paint. So when you're worth about $40 billion, these are the things that can happen. To cover the blunder of the crucifixion now, after the cut in the front and they blocked how you sing, the arms now and the fingers were altered. They over time they rebuilt the story and they told everyone it was a car accident, and they superimposed my face. They took it off from the crucifixion photo and put another girl's face on it, and then they walked around. And for them, this is entertainment. They don't realize the person that's studying them is actually based off ethics. If you notice my face, they took a UNESCO face. Now that UNESCO face is technically halo, and they altered the face to make it regular. Then my cups were always C. They made it FF. They pitted it under the pits. Again, they're covering the crucifixion and the hidden war, and they made it a size F. And, they would massage the breast down while I was in a coma. That is correct. So, when we think of ethics, these are the things they do for entertainment. Now, if that wasn't bad, then they brought 1 billion people and unleashed it around the globe and said the real one is Indian and everybody else is fake. So they started whacking off people. We lost police. We lost humans. The whole project stalled on account of the irresponsibility. I have a book in my closet that says Flowers from Florida. I live in a small town in northern Ontario, but they could be framing a disciple. So this project was not handled in a good sense. Forget about the injury to Prophet Hanna. Then, we had this project being worked on for a different reason. We had 9/11 where they were in Afghanistan. Remember, they're just arbitrarily stealing and chipping. They were in Iraq where, there was a population there of 25 million. I can't find any Iraqis at this particular time. They were in southern Turkey, they were in northern Africa, whacking off individuals. They were in Syria, they were in Turkey, they were in Ukraine, they were even in Russia, they were in Canada and the United States. Now, what ends up happening is we are studying them at this particular time. Forget about they try to, for entertainment, take a woman who was brought dead, made dead, and somehow Turkish doctors worked on her for days. We're talking days, and her bed is all silk and gold. You know, this person wasn't supposed to live. This person lived. You would think they would back off. Well, then there was a bloody book that Lucifer put into my cabinet. Well, Lucifer may be Lucifer, but in the end, that book was put into a mailbox for forensics now. And, the question became the highlight of how the James Bonds manage the globe. So when you take men that are very, very highly abused, and whoever's mating great, like, do you ever know the hurricane story? If Jacinta finds it first, it's Jacinta's hurricane. Well, that's the same kind of concept, but should it be that way? Well, these James Bonds grease their cocks, and right now, whoever they love more is who gets the project. But you have to understand, Prophet Hannah is sitting there looking at them. She owns it legally. It doesn't matter. They love them. So to hide the crucifixion and to hide the clusters of war, they made poor China spend billions of dollars, because what they're trying to do is crush people, like large groups of people. So, they're crushing China, and they're bringing out frills with a penis and an elephant on top of Ararat for the future with red head, because Hannah's looking at her altered photos. The kid looks like it has red head. So they just arbitrarily come in. They just arbitrarily come into a home. They changed everything in the home, something about it going back to a disciple. And Prophet Hannah's looking at them. Homeboy, we're in Canada. We're in Canada as you bring Hezbollah down here. So it got really ugly because some doctor opted, possibly family member or family members double, opted to sell Prophet Hannah's first 5 journals around the world, and it created an artificial cluster in Canada and globally. Now, you have to understand, this professional, since 2003, is working on it from a different perspective, the building of a globe for ethics. And these people decided to make it entertainment after she was declared dead in 2019. Now, this is the real version. You're never going to see this again. When she dies, you will have a fake cow on top of the podium. And their James Bonds are actually okay with it, because they're going to grease its asshole for the next 20 years. They're actually okay with it. Well, as a woman, Prophet Hannah is not okay with it. First of all, it's injury to her son. They're really hurting. They're blowing out humanity's assholes. There's a lot of weaponry involved. That means they have a mismanagement on land. And we are day 4,764 as they stole the court endorsement, as they stole the highlight for the discovery of Kanatamin's wings, as they stole the heritage house. We're looking at these people like they're fucking whacked. And Prophet Hannah's sitting here working. So this is another entry today. Some of the things that can happen, besides, your pinky going 3 millimeters downwards, your breasts going to size FF, you being cut, the kneecaps, oh, I gotta show you those. Those are the best. The kneecaps were removed and reattached. I have no calves at this particular time. The Achilles heel was cut because they don't want me wearing heels. God forbid I maneuver their gay flaming fucks to the woman's side. But these are the challenges that are gonna occur. And Germany's supporting some little girl who needs mega attention, as for the first time she's made money. And we're talking, like, when you're taking educated Jews' money and giving it to entertainment Jews, we don't know if that's a good thing, because, reimposing a crucified woman's face and making it just a genetic test. And now they're trying to make her beautiful so she can have one stint inside media. And Hannah's looking at them. You have no idea. And I'm like, and then they're wondering if I'm hurting my cat. I'm looking at them like, but it got better. So part of the thing that they did that was really, really lethal is the dumbification project. Then they pushed the biggest retards and killed the smartest people because they want to rebuild the globe. Did you ever think that maybe, just maybe, the person studying Iraq would probably rock it 1,000 times better than you will? But we're men and we're in love with our cow on the podium and we're going to grease its asshole for the next 20 years. Now, it sounds funny. It really sounds funny, but it will be in the future one of the biggest tragedies of human when they slaughtered blacks, they slaughtered Syrians, they slaughtered Iraqis, Ukrainians, Afghanis, and this person felt so helpless in a coma, she couldn't even save these people. They slaughtered Canada, they slaughtered the United States, and then you have, the guy who did the chip creating these trailer parks. Did you not realize maybe trailer parks is mega trash? And as they made Prophet Hannah's chandelier into fake, because they took the real one, God knows brought it to wherever, they don't realize I'm going to get pissed off and throw this into a landfill. Well, if you're doubling stuff like that, you just opened up another landfill because everybody's going to do that, get pissed off and throw it into a trash can. So what was the purpose of that? You might as well should have just killed them and just friggin' taken the chandelier. But this is the things that are going on. And then they got excited. The world will be one particular race. You have no idea at the level of beyond belief retardation at the top. You have no idea. We don't know if these are gypsies or somehow Hezbollah got a hold of that intel device using basic nursing from prisons. We don't know if these are prisoners. We don't know if these are doctors that have been abused by the Orthodox. We don't know if even the Orthodox are the Orthodox, because personally I think they change place. There's certain things that I'm hiding. But this is some of the challenges, how they conveniently jacked an entire country and conveniently made a $40 billion female into a genetic test. Now, that female's money is irrelevant versus the information she contains for part 2. And instead of, they still don't get it. Instead of, trying to come to the door and actually finish part 2, they're now abusing innocent people that they set up. They want new slaves because they just finished whacking off practically a lot of people. So they need new slaves. But there's going to be nobody left other than them. So then they want to then share chores. Well, if you want to share chores, why didn't you do that at the beginning? And we could have saved a lot of lives. You're accountable for God. So these are some of the things that you will run into if you're worth a lot of money.